I'm liking this music. Groovy.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Aesthetics, the Business of Beauty. So, Beyond Aesthetics, this podcast is about shedding light on exciting ways to improve and scale practices. We present experts and information that will help our medical spas scale. Today, we're so pleased to feature a visionary innovator in the medical aesthetics industry. Graydon Ursel grew up around his dad's med spa and has been working with med spas for the past 5 years to help them grow. He graduated from Queen's University along with his brother Jordan with a commerce and engineering degree. He's built Forever Booked into a thriving 7-figure aesthetics marketing company focused on helping clinics fully take advantage of the AI revolution in their marketing. Welcome, Graydon. It's wonderful.
Hey, Nell, great to meet you. Thank you so much for having me on. I love that intro music, by the way. It was super groovy.
Oh, cool.
Grooving to it.
It's kind of gets people in the mood. And I want you to have a good time too. I know people are going to really have fun learning about you, your brother, your company, and your dad, and what you're doing in this universe of the med spa space. Can you tell us a bit about how you got into medical spa marketing?
Yeah, I'll go like way back to when I was in high school because that's when I actually started marketing for local businesses. So I always say I was really lucky because I had my dad owns a med spa and he's very entrepreneurial. And from an early age, he was more excited about the business and marketing side of his practice than the actual medical side. So he's actually kind of rare that way. Most doctors aren't really super excited about the marketing. But he's always been really excited about marketing. And from a young age, he was always just like, oh, you should do this. He was really encouraging me to start businesses, which is the complete opposite of what most parents do. So I was very lucky in that. And then in grade 10, I started, building websites for businesses in my local area. We worked with all types of businesses, pizzerias, we worked with an auto detailing shop, all types of businesses. So my brother and I started that business in high school. And then we continued doing it in the background when we went to university. And then when we graduated, he took an engineering degree, civil engineer. I took a commerce degree at Queen's University in Ontario, Canada. We graduated and we're like, we don't want to get jobs. We don't want to do this corporate thing. So we came home and then we both continued doing entrepreneur stuff. So we actually did a bunch of things before we started working with med spas. My brother was doing drop shipping, Amazon FBA, all these different types of business opportunities. And then I was continuing to do agency stuff. So I was working with more businesses, yoga studios, more just types of businesses, not even related to med spas. Then eventually we're just well, our dad owns a med spa. Why don't we just blow it up for his clinic and join forces and just do that? It made total sense. We had a ton of experience in the area. I know pretty much everything about med spas since I'm so close to my dad's clinic. So in around 2018, my brother and I really teamed up and niched specifically to med spas. And that's when we really started to get momentum and results. And ever since then, we've been working with clinics. We probably work with close to 350, 400 clinics by now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's totally amazing. How did you get your very first med spa client?
Well, it was my dad. My dad was the first client, but we tried a bunch of ways. We went door to door. We boarded my dad's car. We drove to all the neighboring towns. I'm from Lindsay, Ontario, which is a small town in Ontario. We drove to neighboring towns. We'd knock on med spa doors and just walk right in there. We got a couple clients that way. And then I figured out Facebook ads, and that's when things started to blow up. So I gotten most of my clients from Facebook ads. We've been running Facebook ads nonstop for almost 4 years.
Amazing. Yeah, it's such a powerful platform.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, who's not on Facebook, right?
Yeah, yeah. People have a love-hate relationship since like it's so annoying when they shut down your accounts and everything, but like there's
Hmm.
no denying that's where the eyeballs are, or a lot of the
Yeah.
eyeballs are there. So
Hmm. Right, right, right. Okay, that's really cool. It's you and it's a family business in a way.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a family business.
Yeah, and it's your brother and your dad. I mean, your dad didn't know what you guys were up to, I guess initially. It just kind of sounded like you had a brainstorm, you and your
Yeah,
brother
I
that
mean,
this.
I think he like yeah, he's super excited by the business too. Like he's really I've talked to him all the time about what we're doing. Whenever we want to test new strategies, we like often test it
Mhm.
out in his clinic to get proof of concept, and then we'll roll it out to our other clinics once we know it works
Oh,
in
that
his clinic.
yeah, that's very cool, very cool. And did your dad specialize in anything in particular, any particular procedure or treatment?
Well, he by trade he's an MD. He worked in Emerge. He was like chief of the emergency department for a long time, and then he also worked as a family doctor. And
Hmm.
then just like early 2000, he transferred into doing varicose veins. So that's how he started his practice. And then he was doing like it part time. So like this is actually really common for a lot of medical spa owners. I talk to clinic owners all the time who are like transitioning out of um, like insurance based, whether they're nurses working in the hospital or whether they're like surgeons working or just like doctors working in the hospital. A lot of them they want to start their own business and do cash based. So he took
Hmm.
a similar route that a lot of people are taking, like an increasing number of people I feel are taking now, starting
Hmm.
their clinics from like moving from the hospital.
All right. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool because that's a pattern that you see in a lot of your clients too, that they're
Yeah.
recognizing that there's a better way to do things.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people, yeah, there's pros and cons, right? So
Hmm.
when you start your own cash based practice, like the people that come actually want to see you instead of someone who's
Yeah.
sick in the hospital. So a lot of people find it more, just a lot more energizing to work
Hmm.
in a cash based
Hmm.
practice. But the thing they don't realize is that you need to be good at marketing, and that's where a lot of people fail, right? And that's where we
Right,
often come
right,
in.
right. Right, right, right. Yeah, that's where you come in. So you help. So when you started marketing your dad's practice, things really blossomed for him. Sounds like
Oh
it
yeah,
was your
yeah,
proof of concept. It was your
exactly.
proof
Like
of.
yeah, we've done a bunch of things for him. Like
Mhm,
we've taught how to like the very first campaign that we ran for him, he
mhm.
made he made $86,000 from this campaign. Or maybe it wasn't 86. It was like it was between like 50 and
Mhm.
he made like 56 or $60,000 in like 30 days from a Facebook ad we
Oh,
ran, like the first Facebook ad.
yeah.
Um one campaign he made 120,000. This was just from like a reactivation campaign to his database.
Okay.
So we've made him a lot of money with these campaigns.
Wow. That's very, very cool.
Yeah,
And there's no looking back.
exactly.
Is
Yeah.
there? There's no looking back. So then your next client, you went door to door, you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, we got a couple clients that way. This is like way
Mhm.
back. A couple clients that
Mhm.
way. Yeah, it was mostly like just like door to door and
Yeah.
then ads too. It was mostly ads. And then I also have an email list. Like I have my email list has 8,000 people in it and I'll
Uh-huh.
send out regular emails. So I get a lot of clients from my email list as well.
All right. Well, okay. All very good tools to have in your arsenal to be able to
Exactly.
market with. And then you mentioned Facebook was also a place where you got a lot of your clients to
Yep.
market for. And that's
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you're turning around and using that as a venue to access new clients for or patients for your customers too.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, so then take us down memory lane a little bit then. So then fast forward another year, then well, let's go all the way forward to artificial intelligence because this is when things
Okay.
really started to explode, I'm imagining.
Yeah. So up until up until like January 2020, up until January, like up until the start of this year, we had our service was completely done for you. Meaning
Mm-hmm.
we're a traditional agency. You sign up with us, you pay us money, and you pay us to like put together the campaigns for you. So you pay us, we're going to set up your ads, we're going to set up the copy, the landing pages, everything. Like we do it for you, right? It's kind of out of your hands. And that's been the traditional model of most marketing agencies. But there's a lot of problems with that, is because when you have an agency put together these campaigns for you, there's this like inherent divide between what you want and what the agency provides, and there's this knowledge gap. And so often what happens is the agency will put together the campaign, the client doesn't like it, they want things changed, then they have to go back and forth, the agency takes forever to respond, and then you have this like delay in launching the campaigns, and oftentimes the client just isn't satisfied with what happens and they don't get very good results. So that's just like a fact with done for you marketing agencies. The other thing is, with a done for you marketing agency, the way it's structured is the service quality degrades with each additional client that the agency takes on. Because if an agency is serving 10 med spas, they need to have like people to serve those med spas and put together the campaigns for them. As soon as they add an 11th med spa, that's one more person at the service. And if they don't add more staff, that service quality is going to go down. And so what these agencies, they obviously want to scale and get as many med spas as possible, right? So what happens is they scale up, they have like 100 and 200 clients, and then before you know it, like the service quality just goes way, way down, because it's very difficult for the agency to manage all their med spa clients. Gets especially bad when the agency doesn't charge enough money, because it doesn't become profitable for them, and like the whole service is really bad. So there's just like so many factors, and that's why so many med spas they have so many bad experiences with done for you agencies. Every clinic owner I've talked to has been through, like, if they haven't worked with an agency before, they've usually been through like 3 or 4, and most of them didn't do a very good job. So yes, a lot of it is because of the agency. Like, there's just not a lot of very good marketing companies out there, but I believe like the model is kind of fundamentally broken, and that it can be done a better way. And so this January, we totally switched our model from done for you, where we do everything, to what I call like a done with you model, where we empower the clinic to set up the systems in-house in clinic. And it's only really become possible within the past year because there's these new AI technologies coming out that allow clinics to do it in-house and make it really easy for them. Before, it was very difficult for them to do everything in-house, but now it's actually much easier with all these AI tools. So as soon as the AI tools came out, I'm like, wow, this is the perfect time to set up this program for these clinics. So we switched gears this January, and now instead of doing everything for the med spa, what we do is like we do 95% of the work by giving them a plug and play system where pretty much everything's ready to go. We give it to them, and then we say, okay, all you need to do to launch these campaigns is to edit these little things. And the benefit of that is the client is way more satisfied, because instead of asking the agency to make all these changes and waiting and going back and forth, they can make it themselves in-house. And it's also a lot less cheaper. Since we're not doing all the work ourselves, our cost structure is down. Our cost structure is lower. We have lower overhead, and then we don't have to charge the clinics as much. So it's cheaper for the clinic. It empowers them to bring marketing in-house. They actually are much more involved in marketing, which they should be, and they get much better results as well. So that's what we've been doing over the past year, and it's like it's working really, really well, and I'm really, really happy about it and really excited about it too.
Wow. Did you envision that it would happen this way? I mean, that was the hope.
Well, with agencies, with like the industry I'm in, and with agencies, oftentimes the trajectory goes like this. Like, they start off doing the thing for the client, because if you're a new agency owner, you don't know how to provide a service, you don't really want to start teaching people if you're not an expert at it, right? It's like a consultant. Most consultants are only get to be consultants because they spent so many years actually doing the thing and getting enough experience to teach other people. So when I started out, it made sense that we had a done for you service. We kind of cut our teeth by doing everything ourselves to figure out what works and what doesn't. But after a while, you get really good at it, to the point where you can simplify it enough to teach it to someone else, especially teach it to someone who's busy, like a clinic owner, make it really, really simple. So if we started off this way, I don't think it would have worked. But since we spent so much time doing it for the clients, it was kind of like the natural progression. So the natural progression from done for you is usually some sort of consulting model, which is what we're doing now.
Excellent, excellent. And so you also built in processes for them as an owner. And that's one of the downfalls, I think, of many marketing systems is the processes they're not in place. Yeah,
they're not in place, or they just don't work, or they're too complex.
They're not consistent, right? So, and so you built in consistency, and that's what the artificial intelligence was able to help you do, and to scale.
And let me chat more specifically about the artificial intelligence. So there's a number of ways that you can apply AI in a business to like get more efficiency. Usually the big ones people know of are like generative AI. So that's like the pictures, right? That you see people like on their Instagram profile and stuff like that, the AI pictures. And then the other really popular one that people are talking about is text, like the ability to generate text, like these large language models. And what we're specifically implementing is using ChatGPT to follow up with leads through text message. Because when you run a marketing campaign for like most businesses, especially small businesses, the bottleneck is usually the follow-up. Because when you generate a lead, there's that gap between like someone saying, I'm interested in this thing, and them actually getting booked in. And that gap, if you don't have any like tools to help you and you're purely relying like on a front desk staff to call that person multiple times and call within 5 minutes, like most clinics don't have that capacity. They don't have the training to do that. And so you just lose like pretty much all your appointments because you don't have a follow-up system. So when we were doing our done for you service, we actually had a team of VAs out in the Philippines who would message all these leads for our clients. So we would like kind of install like an in-house messaging service that was powered by humans. But as soon as the AI came out, the AI can actually message faster than humans, and it can actually be more consistent, and it just does an all-around better job. And the AI is infinitely scalable, right? So as soon as that came out, this was like, this is perfect. Now what we do is when our clients sign up for our service, we integrate ChatGPT into the software we use. So every lead that we generate is followed up by the AI, and it ensures they get booked.
Oh, wonderful automation. Consistent and timely. The turnaround is immediate. That's amazing. So your engineering degree, I'm feeling that being infused into
my brother's the engineer. But like he's one who makes all his work, like all the ChatGPT stuff. There's a lot of things that going on in the background that I like have a good understanding of it, but he's like the true expert on it.
Oh, the two of you together though, that's an ideal team.
Yeah, for sure. It is a great combination. We work really well together.
That's right. So there's there's not much of an age difference between the two of you, and the closeness.
No, only 2 years.
Yeah, has probably helped. All your experiences too. Wow, that's pretty amazing. So what were some of the hurdles that you came across as you were implementing? Now you've only implemented AI into your program just since this year. So it's a fast development process that you went through, it seems.
Yeah. So the first hurdle is getting the ChatGPT to work as a lead follow-up system. So when people think of ChatGPT, they just think of the ChatGPT. They go to the website, you ask a question, and it responds. But we need to translate the large language model that's powering that into a system that's optimized to follow up with medical spa leads. So a lot of clinics just think that, hey, I can just like sign up for a ChatGPT account or sign up for some like AI follow-up service and just like slap it on my business. But if you try to do that, you're not going to have very much success, because when we first integrated ChatGPT, like it didn't work and it was super buggy. It was responding too much, too quickly, not saying the right thing. The messages were too long. It was like hallucinating false information. And so it took us like really like 6 months of continuous everyday iteration of all the messages and like constantly updating the prompts, constantly taking things out, experimenting with different verbiage, taking feedback from clients. Like it took us a really long time to perfect it. So it works like consistently for clients. Now we still have a long way to go. Like there's still a lot of improvements to make, but by now it works pretty consistently and pretty well. So that was the first hurdle, which is getting it to work. And then another hurdle of launching this like done with you program was simplifying our training enough that that made it easy and fun for clinic owners and their staff to implement. We have a training portal inside of our program, and I've redone our training close to 7 times in the past like year and a half. Like I just like keep on redoing it because like this is like a full training too, not just a couple of videos, like a full on training in our course that talks about everything from like how to take phone calls, how to book appointments, how to do consultations and everything. And I rebuilt it so many times because each time I build it out, it's like, oh, this could be more simple. And we'll get sometimes it's like we'll get a client. I'm like, man, how can you not figure this out? It's actually very simple, and I get frustrated. But then I think, well, some people are more inclined and more capable than others at like, especially the tech stuff. So if someone's not very tech savvy, I'm like, okay, that's like a gift for us because that's an opportunity to make our stuff even more simple and optimize it for someone who isn't super, tech savvy. So that was a second hurdle. And by now our training's like very simple. It's very easy to follow and most people can figure it out.
Wow. So when you went through all of the pain and the thinking and all of the logical sequences that you went through to perfect this system that you have now, seems like it might be patentable.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows is right. Or copywritten, maybe, or both. Trademark. I think, it's probably that's a amount of time and effort that it took you and your brother to work through all of the kinks and iron it all out. And now that it's operating like a really smooth machine, that's how gratifying that must be.
Oh, it's super gratifying. That's what I love about business. It's just kind of like a puzzle, right? And like you're never done. Like your product can always be better, but it is satisfying, like getting something like working really well.
Oh yeah, really, really well. And now, but is it only in English, or do you have other languages in mind?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I'm Medellin right now, right? And our software now integrates with WhatsApp, so that makes it. And everyone in Colombia uses WhatsApp. So now it's possible we could potentially like run ads for businesses in Colombia. I actually have like a med spa that I'm going to here. I think I might experiment with them. Who knows? I also I go out to Dubai pretty often, and there's a lot of med spas there. So we could also potentially get some clients there and use WhatsApp. So yeah, it's only in English now, but the cool thing about ChatGPT is with the lead follow-up, it can speak any language as well. So if someone wants to respond back in Spanish, like it's incredible how it can do that.
Yes. Yeah, how powerful too. And it's learning all the time too.
Yeah.
Learning together. That's super great. How long does it take for a med spa to learn the system, the do it with you system?
Well, we try to get them 8 weeks. So the way our program is structured, there's initial 8 week. I said 8, then I put up 5. Doesn't make any sense. 8 week. There's an 8 week like intro. There's an 8 week intro program. It's like an introductory sort of accelerator program where we're going to work with you closely for 8 weeks to get things set up. So you got to get 8 weeks to like get used to it, get the staff used to it. And then after that, like they're pretty much good to go. Like a lot of the clinics, like once their staff figure it out, it's like they figure it out. Right. So we give them 8 weeks. Lots of them figure out sooner. Some take a bit longer, but that's generally.
That's the way it is. People are different.
Yeah. But they get results. Like we structured our program for them to get results right away. So when they sign up for our 8 week program, they pay us a bunch of money. So our goal is to put money back in their pockets as soon as possible. So when they start off, we usually start off with some sort of reactivation campaign because a lot of these clinics have these databases of clients and like old leads, people that haven't been coming in for a long time. So we have a way to like reach out to those people and get instant sales. So usually people, when they sign up, they get results within the first couple of weeks and they're making sales from both their database and having new clients coming in.
Oh, that's so exciting to get results that quickly.
Yeah, it's not just like Yeah, it's not just important for making money, it's important for getting your staff on board
Mm,
because like people, I think people forget that it's really a lot of this is driven by the staff. If the staff aren't bought in to a marketing strategy, it's not going to work. And so
mm,
if you sign up for a program and like the start is slow and you're not getting the best results and your staff are being reminded of the last marketing company that they work with where the same thing happens, they're like, "Oh my god,
mm,
here we go again." Then it creates this like downward death spiral because
mm,
the staff conviction goes down, and with lower conviction they're going to be less likely to actually implement what they need to get results. And so like
mm,
if the start is bad, it like can trigger this death spiral where even if the
mm,
program like did have the potential to be good, it's
mm,
not no, it's not going to work because the staff aren't going to implement it. So that's why it's so
mm.
important to get the staff like excited and get them some quick wins right away.
Right, right, right. So, what coaching do you give to your business owners
Well,
on
I just try to keep it
onboarding?
very simple and give them like the quick wins first. So the very first thing we do is reach out to their existing database. No, the very
Mm-hmm,
first thing we do is help them create an offer because that's what's going to drive everything. So we help them create an offer, and then we have a bunch. Like we'll tell them like if the offer is going to work or not. Because if
mm-hmm,
they create an offer that's not good, like it's not going to
mm-hmm,
work, right? So we have a bunch of example offers that we know work, and then we'll say like
mm-hmm,
you should use these types of offers. So we help them create an
mm-hmm,
offer, and then we send the
mm-hmm,
offer out to their existing clients because that's the low hanging fruit. If you want to give someone existing sales, you want to reach
mm-hmm.
out to the people that they already know
All
because
right.
they already know, like, and trust the clinic, and it's going to be easier to
Yeah.
sell to those people than new people. So we start off with the existing database,
Mm-hmm,
and we use text message. So oftentimes we'll reach people that like haven't been into the clinic for 5 years, but they see the offer,
mm-hmm,
they figure, oh well, this is a great opportunity to come in. So it kind of reactivates a bunch of those people, and that's how we get
mm-hmm,
them really quick sales.
mm-hmm,
And then another way we get them quick sales is we show them how to package and sell their treatments in clinic. So when that person comes in, that reactivated client comes in, we show them
mm-hmm,
how to structure a consultation to demonstrate all the
mm-hmm,
services, and then also give them a tool that shows them how to like stack a package and actually sell
mm-hmm,
that person a package. So this like
mm-hmm,
very simple but effective strategies to increase the average sale value when someone comes in. We start
mm-hmm,
off with like the best bang, like we start off with very like quick and dirty strategies to get them
mm-hmm,
bought in. And then once they're
mm-hmm.
bought in, they believe us more, we'll start to show them more advanced strategies down the road.
Right. So you're doing some hand holding, but is a lot of that in person?
No, it's all
And
online.
it's
So
all online.
the
Mm-hmm.
way it works is we do all group coaching. So we have 4 hours of calls per day,
All right.
4 days a week. So on Monday, we have our fast start call in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just double check what time it is. So our fast start call is
Mm-hmm.
at 11 a.m. Central. That's where if you're a new client, you go to your fast start session to get onboarded. And it's a group
Mm-hmm.
call.
Mm-hmm.
But there's usually like, 2 or 3 other clinics on that call. And the reason why is you can see like other clinics getting started too. So it gives that sense of
Mm-hmm.
community. So at
Mm-hmm.
11 a.m., we have our fast start call. At 12, we have our sales and packaging call for clinics who want to work on their packaging and their sales
Mm-hmm.
process. We have
Mm-hmm.
campaign launch calls at 1
Mm-hmm.
p.m. for those clinics who want to launch their campaigns. And then at 2
Mm-hmm.
p.m., we have a tech and ads call for clinics who need to, they need help with tech issues in their clinic or they need help running their ads. So we have like
Mm-hmm.
4 hours of office hours per day. And then clinics just like jump on. They just like jump on, jump out. They get help from our team, and then they can also see what other clinics are doing. And that's actually probably one of the most underrated aspects. You get on, you see another clinic doing something, you're like, oh crap, like I should do that too. I didn't know I could do that in
Yeah.
my clinic. So that's the community
Yeah.
part of it.
That's so cool. I mean, you do build a community of people who are, it could potentially be competitors too. But
Well, that's why
do
it's great
you?
that our
Mhm,
program is nationwide. It's Canada and the
mhm,
US. So
mhm,
it's not very often that someone's going to be collaborating with someone in their community. And like why it's honestly insane if you run a med spa
mhm,
and like think of it. There are each market does differ in a sense, right? There are different um there's different, like if you're in Manhattan, New York, there's going to be a lot of things that are different compared to being like
Mhm.
in like Iowa or something like that, or like in the
Mhm.
Midwest.
Mhm.
However, there are a ton of aspects of running a med spa and marketing that don't change. They're going to be the same no matter where you are in the US or Canada or North America or even the world. And so if
Mhm.
you run a med spa, it's absolutely foolish to like not connect with other clinic owners, because why would you try to figure out all the things? Why would you try to like reinvent the wheel in your own area when you can leverage all the knowledge and all the mistakes and failures that other clinics have already made throughout the country? And so that's the beauty of running something like this, is we can bring together all these
Mhm.
clinics and then
Mhm.
leverage. It's just like a mastermind, right? You want to leverage,
Yeah,
everyone's knowledge to help you.
right. Totally mastermind.
Yeah.
And the reason, so they don't have a problem adopting that way of learning. I mean, in a community like that, a group.
Well, maybe some people are resistant to it. Some
Mhm.
people like they just like to solo dolo it. That's fine. Some
Mhm.
people have other masterminds that are part of, but like it's here for it's in our program if people want it.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. Awesome. Right. So you have a person who's in charge of the training of,
Yep.
online, virtually, and then so yeah, your company is sounding pretty large. How many
It's
staff
not
do you
super big. We
have?
have we got like 10, 11 people right now.
Oh, 10,
We
11
have
people.
me, my brother, Anna, who's
Mhm.
our marketing coach, like our main marketing
Mhm.
coach. We
Mhm.
have
Mhm.
Nick, who's our ops person. We
Mhm.
have Kathleen. We have three salespeople. Um, we have Joanne, our ads girl, who like does all the ads. Yeah, I gotta look exactly, but yeah, it's not a super big company right now. We actually used to have around 18 people, but we
Well, yeah.
downsized.
All right, and but you can handle so much. The volume of work that you have was because the way you designed.
Yeah, it's the way we
Yeah.
structured our program. Like the way
Yeah.
the way we're doing it now, it's much more scalable for us. And
Mhm.
instead of like the traditional model where your service quality goes down with each added client, it doesn't really work like that for us, because
No.
it actually goes up because we have a network effect. The more clients join our program,
Right.
the bigger the network becomes, and then the more clinics are experimenting with different things, the more data you get, and the more you can learn
Mhm.
from these other clinics. So it's like a
Right. Yeah.
flywheel. Like the more we add to it, the more valuable it becomes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You've got a very efficiently running company that's with that's highly productive, serving so many clients simultaneously, and hundreds now. I think you said in the beginning that
Yeah.
you are
Thank you.
serving
But
them.
like honestly, we're just getting
Yeah,
started. Like we got a long way to
I
go
know, and
to
that's
continue
the
scaling
scary
this
but
thing.
beautiful part too. Yes, this is only the
Yeah.
beginning. You just started,
Yeah.
and who knows how. And you can scale easily as you can share knowledge with new staff members who are
Yeah,
become part of
exactly.
your operations and around the world. You have the ability to be able to have branches of your company in different parts of the world, which is very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool.
So
It's an
exciting.
incredible
So
time to be
excited
alive.
for you. Yeah, so excited for you. So, having said all of that, where is Forever Booked going in the future?
So where we want to go in the future, like we just want to continue. I want to I to get the most satisfaction from just creating an incredible service. Like, yes,
Mhm.
obviously like making money, but what makes me more excited is like when I see someone post their results in our group and be like, oh my God, I just made this much more money this month, or I just grew my clinic to this revenue number. Like I absolutely love seeing that. And what I like even more, like it's may sound weird, but like what I like even more is like that happening without me having to do anything, not me doing anything directly to help them, right? And so what I mean by that is I get my satisfaction from like building the systems that can create those results at scale, because like
Mhm.
that's the only way you can help like a ton of people, right? You have to build it. Like you can't directly interact with everyone yourself. You have to like multiply yourself and build systems to be able
Mhm.
to do that. So for
Mhm.
me, I just get a lot of satisfaction from just making the business run better and better and continue to grow it and continue to add features that people want. So right now, like the software that we're using, people are starting to run more and more of their businesses on our
Mhm.
software. So we have some clients that are just ditching their EMR software because most of them
Wow.
like kind of suck. and they're just using our software instead to run their business. So like we're providing a marketing service, but we're also providing like full systems. Like people are booking their appointments with their systems. They're setting up they can set up their membership programs, their monthly membership programs with their systems
Wow.
now. We're going to be
Wow.
releasing a referral system so people can get like a ton of referrals in their area, set up affiliate system. So we're just like, it's way beyond just like Facebook ads, right? That service has been commoditized. Like anyone could run Facebook ads. What we're doing is providing a complete marketing infrastructure for these clinics. So I just want to continue to grow it and provide as much value as possible. I don't like to grow too quickly because then I don't like the feeling of like bringing on a bunch of people and then not providing like a really good service to them. So we're like growing slowly and steadily, but we're making sure that like everyone comes on, gets a really good experience.
Gets top service from you. So
yeah,
with the client contact management, it's the EMR. You mentioned that
EMR,
make appointments, can run a membership program off of your software. What about collecting payments?
Oh yeah, you can collect payments.
Yes,
you can collect payments with the software. And I'll just, but to be totally transparent, like we didn't build the software. The software is called Go High Level. Most people have heard of it. But this Go High Level software, I got on board with it about 5 years ago when it started. Like I know the founders and everything. Like we were like one of the first people to use the software. And this software is incredible. It is. It can be it's like a full small business operating system. And so the value we provide is Go High Level. If right out of the box, it's just such a blank black hole. It's a blank slate that if I was just to give it to a clinic owner, like the chance of them getting success would just be very, 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 very low. But what we do is we specifically customize, we white label the software and we customize it specifically for use in aesthetics, and then provide training and everything to make it work like out of the box for a clinic. So our business model is like consulting combined with the software that we're providing as well. So software by itself isn't very useful, right? Like it's not just about, I'm going to get the software and I'm going to succeed. Software is useless unless you have a proven strategy to implement through the software. So we provide that strategy for the client.
Yeah, you customize it, you tailor it to your needs, but all of the tools are there inside of that high level software that you mentioned.
Exactly.
Power to people. Is it? Is the system also mobile friendly?
Yep, they have an app too, so you can download the app. We have lots of clients. I had one client I actually interviewed a client a couple of weeks ago, and like he's like on the golf course with his friends, and he got a note because we basically in our system we call them hot leads, right? And a hot lead is like a lead that comes in and it's like, I want to come in right now, and we notify them. And this guy's like a running joke with his friends. His friends are like, I got another hot lead coming in. When it comes in, he'll get a ding with his phone, and he just like books them in. So he's just like booking clients all day.
Well, how fun is that? So you can be anywhere and be notified, and then you can respond to your customer or your patient as a med spa owner. Yeah. What are some fun facts about the system that you can tell, that you can share with us?
Fun things about it. I mean, we just make it we try to make it fun to implement. Like we give away a MacBook Air every 2 months. So we have like contests where like people they post their wins in the program, and every time they post a win, they get this point system, right? And then they're entered into a raffle every 2 months. So every 2 months we're shipping out a MacBook Air. We also shipped out some AirPod Pros. I like giving away stuff to clients. I like to gamify things. So that's a pretty fun aspect of it. Another fun aspect is just it's honestly fun to book appointments and make sales for your clinic. There's so many posts where I just literally have screenshots of staff messaging the owner, like, oh my God, we just got another hot lead, booked another appointment, made another sale. This is so fun, right? It's honestly fun. It's fun making money. And it's just the truth, right? So that's another just fun aspect of the program.
Yeah, it's fun also making a loyal client or a loyal patient and have people who join your membership program and want more and want to keep coming back.
Like life's more fun when you're making sales. Just the way it works, you know?
Yeah, that's the truth, especially when you're an entrepreneur and you're a business person. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
truth. So you mentioned you travel to Dubai. So are you have people who work for you in Dubai at all?
It's more like a tax thing. So like I don't really live in Canada. I like Canadian. This is like totally outside of this business, but like if anyone wanted to do
Oh,
this, I have a specific thing where I have like a tax residency in Dubai, for, like tax purposes.
oh,
So I'll
oh,
like
I
travel out
see.
there on a pretty regular basis.
Oh, all right. Okay, good.
Yeah. But
You're
now
really
that I'm out there,
sophisticated.
and spending time, like I want to get more involved in the businesses out there because there's a lot of med spas
Yes, you
um,
mentioned.
out in
Yeah,
Dubai.
who could
So
use
yeah,
your services.
that's why I'm excited for this WhatsApp integration because we can actually
Uh-huh.
get
Yeah,
some clients out in Dubai as well, go worldwide.
right. Yeah. Who isn't interested in beauty? And with
Yeah,
the industry exploding like it is, I mean, your timing is perfect, and Forever Booked is perfect
thank you.
for medical spas. So, what do you see in terms of? So, you work with a lot of medical spas. I mean, we have that established. Do you see trends in how medical spas are evolving, and how does that affect any marketing that you might be doing for them?
Well, one trend is getting super popular. Like everyone seems to be opening up a clinic,
Yeah.
and that makes things more competitive. And with more competition, there's ever increasing need to differentiate your clinic if you're going to open it. So
Yes.
that this is like a big problem with this is like a problem with every small business, right? Is that
Mhm.
they're not differentiated.
Mhm.
So I'll ask a clinic like, okay, what makes you unique in your area? And they're going to say, well, we have the best machines, we have really good staff, we do regular trainings, we have a beautiful facility, we get great results. But every clinic says the same thing, right? If I ask every
Mhm.
clinic,
Right.
they're all going to say the same thing. And they say, we're a premium med spa. Well, every med spa is like a premium med spa. Every med
Yeah.
spa wants to be a premium med spa pretty much. And so that's like a huge problem because, and then what they'll do is they'll create an ad and to get people in, they'll say, come in for a consultation. We have like a beautiful facility, amazing machines. We train our staff. Well, that's great. But if someone sees that, they're not going to give a damn. Like it's not an
Mhm.
actual, those aren't actual differentiators. That's just a standard of running a med spa. Like you should have
Mhm.
good treatments. You should like have good trainings, good facility and everything.
For
So
sure.
I think a trend is that it's getting more popular, which means that if you really want to crush it and do well, you need to define actual differentiating factors. And the easiest way to instantly differentiate your med spa is by creating what I call a unicorn offer. And I call it a unicorn offer because it makes you stand out like a unicorn in your marketplace, right? You see a unicorn
Mhm.
amongst a bunch of horses, it's like, oh, it's clearly different than everyone else. And so
Clear.
the great thing about creating a unicorn offer is you don't have to like a true differentiating factor is something if maybe some clinics have the ability to do same day appointments as their consultation. So
Mhm.
you come in and you always get the appointment same day. So that's a bit
Mhm.
better of a differentiating factor because it's more specific. Another differentiating factor is saying we only do this treatment and we specialize in this. So for
Mhm.
example, Skin Laundry is like this franchise that's getting really popular and
Mhm.
they are getting a lot of success by niching down. So whenever you have like this market that's exploding, gets more popular, there's this opportunity to
Mhm.
niche down and get really good at one thing. So Skin Laundry, they
Right.
only do laser facials, right? Or they at least start off by doing that. So those are examples of differentiating factors. But if you're a med spa and you don't want to totally restructure your business, so what you can do is instead structure your offer in a way which makes you stand out. So instead of
Mhm.
saying here's 20% off Botox, what you can do is you can create something that we call like a Forever Young injection package. So you say, we're offering this Forever Young injection package. It's $97. You get 10 units of Botox. You get a consultation or you get like a facial analysis. You want to call it something different. You
Mhm.
can call it like a 7-point facial analysis to like differentiate it from a consultation because no one wants to do a consult. They're kind of scared of the consult. And then you can say, we're also going to get like a jelly mask as a bonus. And then you're also going to get to see like our wellness specialist to do a biotin shot. So
Mm-hmm.
that offer is actually being done by one of our clients. And that offer went viral on Facebook. It's got like 200
Wow.
likes, 150 comments, a bunch of shares.
Wow.
And to the average clinic, they're going to say, that's crazy. Why are you only offering 10 units of Botox? It's not enough to get results. It's too cheap. You're not going to make money on it. But they're missing the point. The point is that you offer so much value and create an offer that's so unique that
Mm-hmm.
people are going to share it. They're going to get excited about it. And what happens
Mm-hmm.
with him is people come in and then they end up seeing 3 providers. So they see the nurse injector for their Botox, they see the
Right.
esthetician for the jelly mask, and then they see the wellness specialist for the biotin. So they actually they have 3 chances to upsell them when they come in. So
Mm-hmm.
that's an example of like just creating an offer that makes you stand out, and that's how you really get a lot of clients in a market that's saturated.
Right. No, you've mentioned some very important marketing elements. The fact that there are 3 touch points when they
Yeah,
visit. Yeah, 3 opportunities to upsell, cross sell, and just make that client yours or that patient yours 3 different times. And
yeah,
if you follow up.
exactly.
So
Another
that's an
trend I'm seeing,
Mhm.
is consolidation. So this is kind of like this has happened, or it's happened in the dentistry space. Like the
Mm.
dentistry space, like it's becoming very consolidated, and it started becoming consolidated like I think like 10, 20 years ago. But now it's like
Mhm.
there's a lot of like big dental franchises, and I see medical spas are like maybe like 10, 15 years behind. So medical
Mm.
spas, they're starting to do this is like this whole like roll up thing is just super popular across the country. Like all these big
Mm.
investors, they know that when you create a franchise, you're going to be able to like the company is going to become way more valuable. So there's
Mhm.
a lot of med spas being purchased right now and created into franchises, whether they're
Mhm.
like one brand
Mhm.
or like different brands, but they're all owned by the same company. So there's definitely a lot of consolidation going on, and that's going to happen in any market, right? Like as it gets more mature, people are going to
Mhm.
be like, well, there's efficiencies if we can start to consolidate all these
Mhm.
clinics.
Mhm. Absolutely. And I know in the United States, non-medical people cannot run a medical spa. There has to be a separate organization that's
Yeah, you need
not
to have
medical.
like a nurse, medical director and everything. Yeah, and there's
Yeah,
different like
that's right.
laws in each state.
That's right. Yeah. So I mean, that's an aside, but having a marketing system in place increases the value, I would think, of a medical
It
spa.
absolutely does. Here's another
Hmm.
thing:
Yeah.
bringing your marketing in house is going to
Mm.
increase your value of your clinic, because
Yeah.
if you just like, oh, I don't like the marketing, I'm going to outsource it to someone else. As soon as that person goes away, like you don't have marketing anymore. So
That's right.
you're creating a much more robust business if you set up marketing in house. And the best medical spa owners, the ones that are making the most money, are the ones that understand that they need to be involved in the marketing process,
Hmm. Hmm.
because it's so key. Like it's so key they need to be involved in the marketing sales process. And those who just want to outsource that, like they usually don't succeed very much. So
Hmm.
even if you don't like it, you probably will start liking marketing if you just get some like wins under your belt and
Hmm.
like join a system like us to help you and get some
Hmm.
wins under your belt, because it's
Hmm.
actually really fun, and it gives you a much more robust business because like actually how the marketing works. And if you want to go sell your business, you can say, look, we already have all these systems like set up in-house to get
Hmm.
clients. So setting up a marketing system in-house is valuable. It will make your business more valuable. And also setting up membership programs. That's another
Hmm.
thing we're helping clinics
Yeah. Talk
set up
about that a
monthly
little bit.
recurring revenue. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I actually just launched just yesterday. I
Hmm.
did a launch call with my community launching the membership program. So we have a
Right.
full program inside of our software. You don't have to pay anything extra. It's just like with our whole system now. We
Hmm.
show you how to structure your membership offer, how
Hmm.
to sell it. We have like a pre-written sales page that you can use to sell the membership. We also show you how to like collect payments, monthly payments, and everything.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
what I've seen with memberships is like there's a couple things that people are doing wrong. The first thing is that they make them way too complicated. They have way too many tiers, and way too
Mhm.
many options of memberships. And the
Mhm.
problem with that is that in order for memberships to sell, your staff needs to understand them and be excited about them. And if
Mhm.
you have too many tiers, your staff are going to avoid talking about it because they're going to be confused. And you need to have
Mhm.
clarity to sell. So if your staff are going to be confused, that confusion is going to be transferred to the client, and
Mhm.
like a confused mind doesn't buy. So the first thing
Yeah.
is like be simple. So if you want to sell a membership program, you should start off with just one option, like one tier. The second
Mhm.
thing I've noticed is that the offers that people make to join the membership suck. They're like, well, you join, you're going to get like 15% off. You have to stay for a minimum of 3 to 12 months. It's like who wants to like look at Netflix? Like imagine if Netflix locked you in for 12 months, no one would sign up for Netflix. It's all the
Mhm.
biggest membership companies are month to month because they know on average based on their churn metrics that if someone signs up without a contract, they're going to stay on average for this many months. In fact, in the membership program at my dad's clinic, his churn is like 2.3%. And so when someone signs up for his $99 membership, there's a calculation where you can calculate they're going to stay on average 44 months for $99 a month.
Oh.
So when you know those numbers, it's like, why make people stay for 12 months if you already know they're going to stay for 44? So the
Mhm.
second
Mhm.
thing is like, make your offer more compelling. So the
Mhm.
offer that we use for people to sign up for his membership, they pay 99 bucks. They get a free $300 laser treatment instantly. So that appeals to their instant gratification. They
Mhm.
get 10% off every month. And then every 3 months, they come in and get like this specific laser treatment. They get a
Mhm.
BBL treatment because that's really good for the long term.
Mhm.
So they
Mhm.
can literally sign up for $99, get a free treatment for 300, or get that $300 treatment and then quit and then just get their free treatment. But no one does that because we know already through our numbers.
Mhm.
So like if you're going to have a membership program, don't have like a minimum. You don't want to just coerce people to stay with you through contracts. You want them to stay with you because they actually want to stay with you. So that's the
Absolutely.
second thing. And then the third thing is that what's the third thing? I think I forgot the third thing. Yeah. So the first thing is that they're too complicated. The second thing is that the offers aren't good. Oh, the third thing is that sometimes the structure is wrong. So my dad used to run a beauty bank membership in his program, and the issue with that is like a beauty bank is where you pay say $90 a month and you get $100 back. So you're like getting this
Mhm.
10%
Uh-huh.
return on your investment. Like you're
Yeah.
getting like a beauty bank. But the
Yeah.
issue
So
with
that's
that
an
is
interest.
that can work for some people, but
Mhm.
what he found is some people just like wouldn't come in to get their treatments, and then he'd have this big accounts payable at the end of the year. Like you have these big
Right.
lists of credits that you'd have to give out. So he prefers this is like different for everyone, but what the model he prefers is he
Mhm.
chooses like 1-star treatment. Like what's the one treatment in your clinic in your practice? It's usually a skin treatment because most people can get skin treatments. What's
Mhm.
the one skin treatment that if you couldn't offer any other treatment, you would provide? And that is what you provide as part of your membership
Mhm.
every like 2 to 3 months, or maybe you can do every 1 month. But that treatment should be a treatment that you want to get going. Like it should be an absolute workhorse, and it should ideally be an energy-based treatment because the consumable cost is low. So for my dad's clinic, it's the Saiton BBL because that's
Mhm.
like an amazing treatment, and
Mhm.
it gets everyone incredible results. And that machine is literally going like all the time in his clinic. So it's the membership program is focused on that one thing, and people come in on a regular basis to get it. And then they
Mhm.
also get discounts. So when they come in, they're going to buy other stuff as well.
Right. You've become an expert. You know your numbers, and so
Yeah.
you can advise people on results because you have not only done the work and followed and tracked it, but you analyze the numbers. Are there any analytical capabilities in the software and Forever Book?
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely. Like when you join our software, it's you basically when someone pays, you can mark the
Mhm.
sale in the software.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
you can technically, I don't really like integrate. Some people want to integrate it with their EMR, but most EMRs are just like terrible integrations. So
Mhm.
what I recommend doing in terms of the membership program, it's very
Mhm.
easy to calculate those numbers. We
Mhm.
suggest using Stripe, and Stripe is like a
Mhm.
very intuitive payment processor that we use for our agency, for our
All
marketing
right.
company.
Mhm.
And you get people sign up with Stripe, you sign into the dashboard. It's going to show you what your monthly recurring revenue is,
Uh,
your churn rate, the average lifetime value of signing up new clients, like all the really important numbers to know for a membership program it's going to give
Right.
you.
Yeah. Okay. So Stripe has all of those analytics built into it, which is built into Forever Booked.
Exactly. Yep.
Wow. That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
You're a wealth of information, Graydon. I really enjoyed talking with you, and I'd
Yeah.
like to invite you back because I'd like to
Yeah.
hear some more about what's going on with Forever Booked. It's an exciting software that you and your brother have developed that is revolutionizing the medical spa industry, I think.
Thank you
But
so much.
before we let you go, and this time just flew, are there any
It did
parting
fly.
words that you'd like to say or any takeaways that you'd like people to have
I would just
from
say
this?
if you are a clinic owner and
Mhm.
it's part of your identity that you're not a tech person, you're not a marketing person, that is
Mhm.
severely, severely limiting your ability to grow your business and make money. So if you have that identity and you say to yourself, I'm not a tech person, I'm not a marketing person, it's going to be very difficult to grow a successful business. So
Right, right.
what I would say is that you can easily make yourself a tech person. You can easily make yourself a marketing person. The tech is getting easier and easier and easier with the help of all these tools like AI, right? And
Mhm.
so if you, I would really, really question that belief if you have that belief, because it is truly holding you back, and you should really attempt to like integrate those into your life and change those around, because those two skills are super important, especially now in 2023, to grow your
Mhm.
business. So that's what I'd say.
No, words of wisdom and owning a business is itself a growth experience. And if you aren't
Yeah.
continuing to grow in your business or with your business, then uh, it's going to be tough to keep up with your competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Moreover, even take over your competition. That's for sure.
Yeah. And you don't need to be like, you don't need to become a coder or anything. Like the need to code and do all these like itty gritty tech stuff is actually going away, but the need to like understand how to use these systems will always be here, right? So
Right.
you really got to have the mindset of, embracing this stuff. You can't hide away from it. It's not going anywhere. So you might as well embrace it.
No, actually, yes, and find ways to use it to solve your major problems inside of your
Yeah,
business, like you
exactly.
have done. All right, Graydon. So we're going to invite you back. You have so much to share, and I really enjoyed our time with you. And I really thank you for spending your time today with us. And we'll be in touch.
Amazing.
And I
Thank you
wish
so
you
much,
all the
man.
luck. Oh,
Okay. Thank you.
I must say, full disclosure, I am an affiliate with Forever Booked. So if you have any questions, you can also contact me. All right,
Amazing.
then. Yes, it is amazing. So
It
impressive.
really is.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Very cool. So, okay, guys. So tune in next Wednesday. We'll have another show for you, but do look for the recording of this show if you have not been able to join us live. It'll be on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks again, Graydon.
Thanks,
We'll
Tom.
say goodbye
Have a
to
great day.
everybody
Bye,
and see you
guys.
next.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.